Hi guys, Omar with Overlanding Just Cause, and in this video I want to do a 1-year review on this Easord. Now, I've had this for a year. I've used it on pretty much every solo camping trip I've been on. It comes with its own hitch lock, its own keys. I'm able to switch it back and forth from the GX to the Commander. It also comes with brackets that you can mount on your roof rack. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of mounting water on top of the roof because water sloshes back and forth. Even if the container has baffles in it, the water's still moving and it's just creating weak points on whatever it's mounted on, whatever brackets. It's moving constantly, and I don't know. To me, I just feel like eventually weak points are going to break and it's going to be an issue. Me personally, I like having my water low as I can. So for example, my drinking water right here, so I have a filter from the hose, it goes in there. This is for the dogs and I, and for the family when we go out. That's separate, and again, that's as low as it can be. But the same thing goes for this Easord. Like, I want it as low as I can. Now, what's cool about the bracket that it came with, I don't know if you can see, but this bracket you can adjust to bring this higher or lower. And right now I have it pretty much at its lowest setting, and that's only because the majority of the time that I use it, I have it on the Commander, and the Commander sits so high that at its lowest setting, people are still able to see the license plate. With it being on the GX, the back end sits a little bit lower, so it does sit low. I don't feel like, moving it back and forth when I move it back and forth from the Commander to the GX. It is what it is. I leave it just like this. The best thing about this thing is that it's so rock solid. I've banged it against rock. I've gotten it muddy. It's dragged against any kind of terrain possible, and this thing is still holding up. You can see all the scratches underneath, and it still holds up. I mean, these are rocks, these are ledges, these are just water. I mean, everything. The other thing that's great is that this is pretty much tucked out of the way. It doesn't seem like it, and I thought it was going to be an issue, but it's not. Now, this is a 4.5 gallon tank, and according to the website, it's not potable, but you can use it for so many other things. For example, for me, like I said, my potable water is inside the GX or inside the Commander if I'm taking the Commander, or if I'm going out with the family and I have the trailer, my potable water is that container as far forward on the trailer as possible. With this, what I use it for, to spray down the dogs. If you notice, I'm right next to a creek, so the dogs will jump in, they'll get in the sand, they'll get muddy, whatever the case is, I'm able to spray them down and before they get in the car or in the tent or whatever. Same thing with kids. When I'm done cooking, I have pressurized water and I spray down all my dishes and clean whatever I have to do. Again, it is pressurized, so I take this off nozzle just like you would for your tire, and it takes 60 pounds of pressure. Then it comes with a hose that you quick connect here, and it extends out maybe 10 feet. So let me show you all this. I have tire repair kit, deflation, Gulu in case the GX doesn't start, recovery straps, my air hose, what else? Tree saver, the remote for the winch. Don't disappear. 60 psi. So it bubbling out of here means that there's a little bit more pressure than it needs to be. Next, I grab the hose, quick disconnect. Turn on the valve. And now, yeah, this is more than 10 feet. This is probably 15 to, I don't know, 15 to 18 feet long. But it does shoot pretty far. I'm hitting that tree, and that tree is, let me go ahead and put this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 10 meters away, 27 feet to 30 feet away, but it goes even further because it's hitting it. I've even done it where I have a campfire and it's a little further than my gear and my stuff, and I'll get this out and I can spray it down and turn off the campfire right before bedtime. And even if the campfire is, on the other side of the camp, it'll reach. So there's a lot of cool benefits to having something like this. Again, always pressurized water. My recommendation is to keep it as low to the vehicle as possible. That's why I like the hitch mount. It's taken a beating and it's still holding up strong. It is aluminum, so a really hard hit, like straight down, will probably do some damage. I mean, scraping it, dragging it, I'm not, going fast on the trail anyway, especially when I know there's hard dips and things like that. Definitely worth getting. Now, full disclosure, this was sent to me a year ago and I'm still using it. So yes, I definitely find it handy. I'm grateful that I got it. It comes in a 4.5 gallon tank like this one right here. It also comes in an 8-gallon tank, which it's long, so I cannot see you putting it across the back of your hitch. That one would definitely have to be mounted on your roof rack. And again, I'm not a big fan of that. For solo trips, this is what I use. Again, when I'm with the family, I might bring this as extra water to, wash dishes and wash hands and things like that. When it comes to drinking water, I have my own separate water for that. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.